Welcome back all to Maniacal Music Musings. And I actually haven't said that in about a week and a half, so I've been kind of depressed about it. But I'm back. You may miss my other half, Jojo the Idiot Circus Boy, who is or aka Chancy, who likes to sit these brackets out unless he wants to jump in the comments as always. He's always welcome to. Always welcome to jump on. If he messages me, I don't mind his commentary ever. But anyway, we are here today to do a bracket that hasn't been touched in literally almost a year. And it makes me sad, but I think this is the first one of these we'll be doing in the next month or two, and I think we have at least one more, so yay. But let's meet who's going to bear to take on this amazing bracket that I made I did not make the rankings, I just made the bracket, just saying. But, because don't blame me for some of these fucking rankings, I beg you, because they are from digitaldreamdoor.com. Go blame that website. But taking on this bracket today is Amy Lewis, the host or co-host of Pop Culture Retrospective, which
Yes.
you have a co-host, I think, right? Based on the cover art.
It depends for the most part, I'd say most of my episodes are solo episodes, but I have had a plethora of guests starting, I think that was like earlier this year. So I'd say in the past year, I've had a lot of guests on. I've sort of expanded my repertoire of kind of how my episodes flow. So, but yeah, in the last several months have had guests. Yeah.
Okay, I just say because the cover art had two little girls on it, so I was like,
yeah,
are there two of them or?
Yep. So my podcast logo art is actually an old picture of me and my sister circa 1985 in our holiday dresses for my logo, and then a lot of my episode artwork I try to incorporate a photo of the guest that's going to be on if I can.
Okay, well, why don't you tell us real fast what your podcast is about and what you do on episodes?
Sure. Yeah, so my podcast is like you said, is the Pop Culture Retrospective podcast. And I started it in the spring of 2020 as a way to sort of cope with the really painful grief that came along with the unexpected and very tragic passing of my older sister, Rebecca. And so we both grew up during the 80s and 1990s. And so we were very passionate lovers of pop culture from our generation and always laughed about the silly stuff that we watched as kids and teenagers and stuff. And so is kind of a way of coping with this loss. I decided to kind of look back on memories and things that made me happy and made me nostalgic. So with each episode, I sort of take a deep dive into some various facet of the 80s or 90s, sometimes early 2000s, but a lot of stuff from music to movies to artists to cartoons from the 80s, all different kinds of stuff. It's been really fun, very therapeutic, and has allowed me to meet some really cool people along the way. So it's been awesome.
Well, I am deeply sorry for your loss, Forrest. That's horrible.
Thanks. Yeah.
I couldn't imagine losing my little brother. I couldn't.
Yeah, it's a pretty crappy. It's like the worst club ever to be a part of. But the show's been helpful. Yeah, thank you. The show's definitely been helpful to kind of look back on positive and fun memories to kind of focus on that stuff as opposed to always being kind of bummed about it, because it is a bummer. But having something funny to look back on is always a great comfort. So
exactly, you got to put a positive spin on things. That's the way how you get through life.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
We're going to do that tonight, though. We're going to put a nice, fun, positive spin on things, and we may actually hit some of these 80s memories you have with TV theme songs bracket. Oof.
Love it. It's a great topic.
It really is. And we did it last year for Thanksgiving because turkey time is TV time.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the theme of it. And we had fun with it. If I remember right. It was a long time ago. It was a fun bracket and definitely some good jokes in that one.
Nice.
So, folks, I already told Amy we're going to start off with the lower ranked side of this before we go to the higher ranked one. So, but there's some good ones in the higher ranked ones too, which I did not make these rankings. I will say it again.
Yeah.
But let's get started off.
All right, let's do it.
With a matchup that to me doesn't mean much, but to you it might be more meaningful.
Sure.
Number 49, Rawhide versus number 64, Barney Miller.
Those are definitely classic TV shows. I think for that, just for, like, the nostalgia and just ability to be able to remember it, just on kind of recall, I'm gonna have to go with Barney Miller.
Yeah, that's the way I kind of went. That's what I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to because Rawhide. I don't think I ever saw 1 second of.
Yeah.
I think it was just way before my time and not my thing.
Yeah, vaguely, yeah, it's vaguely familiar to me, but I think Barney Miller was at, like, the '60s, maybe, I wanna say?
I want to say
Mm,
yes to that
yeah,
name,
I think so.
but to see who's going to face Barney Miller in the next round, your next matchup is number 48 Magnum PI
Ooh.
versus number 63 Night Court.
Oh, jeez. Wow. I was just saying, when I was, uh, had a guest on recently, and I was saying I had to decide between 2 things. I was like, it's like having to pick my, favorite child. I'm gonna have to go with Night Court because I feel like that's a theme song that I have this issue where almost, I'd say a couple of times a week, I have a television theme song stuck in my head for a decent chunk of a day, and Night Court is definitely one of those. So, and I believe the guy who played, like, security or something, didn't he recently pass away, like, in the last week or something like that too? I can't remember what his name is, but somebody f
Maybe. I'm not
yeah,
positive.
yeah, one of the cast members of that show, in the last week or 2, of that, yeah, he's, like, 80 or something. Yep.
All right. Well, that means that Barney Miller will face Night Court in round two,
Oh,
which,
geez.
yeah,
I think we
trust me,
know
this gets,
I think we know
yeah,
who's gonna win that, but we'll see what happens.
we'll see. It just gets harder as you go on, trust me. But next up, this one's kind of a funny matchup. It's number 47, Mickey Mouse Club, versus number 62, SWAT.
Oh, jeez. I think, again, just from the easy to recall, and although it's kind of a bit of an earworm, but I'm also quite partial to Disney, which is a very long story, which is for another time. I'm gonna have to go with the Mickey Mouse Club.
Well, I mean, being an 80s kid, how can you not be partial to Disney?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
That's
It's a long storied history between me and the Disney company, so yes.
Oh, we celebrated the mouse on Bracket Bastards about 2 years ago with a two-part Disney animated movie bracket, and oh my god,
Nice.
some of those choices were brutal, brutal,
Yeah,
brutal.
I'm
But
sure.
I don't even remember what one, honestly. But I got to sing a lot of good theme songs in the middle of the show, so I appreciate it.
Yeah. Nice.
But to face Mickey Mouse Club, it's going to be either number 46, CSI, or
Hmm.
number 61, Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
Oh, jeez. I feel like I have vague memories of the Alfred Hitchcock, that just I think from, like, Nick at Night. However,
That was before my time. It was on Nick at Night. I'll say that much.
well, back when Nick at Night was good, no, when it first started.
Well, I
No,
mean,
I'm kidding, I kid.
I watched it in the era with freaking Happy Days and all
Yeah,
that stuff on it too. So I
yeah,
enjoyed the good era of it, not the now era.
right, right, yeah, exactly. But again, I think I'm just gonna go for, like, what just kinda comes to mind and what I feel like is very memorable and what would stand out, at least for, for me or maybe somebody my age. So I'm gonna have to go with CSI.
All right, which
Yeah.
means CSI. Oh, I'm clicking
There's
the
so
wrong
many,
button.
I mean, there's so many of them too, that's like a whole other thing too. I think there's a lot of divisions of that show.
Oh, there is nowadays, but
Yeah.
the original theme song always been boss.
Mm.
And speaking of amazing theme songs going against each other, I hated this matchup in the original one. And I hate it now. Number 45, the Brady Bunch,
Oh, geez.
versus number 60, Spider Man.
Oh, geez. Um, yeah, I feel like the Brady Bunch is memorable and an earworm, but not for a great reason. Um, and I feel like this, and just in general, just listening to it, I feel like Spider-Man is a better choice, which I'm sure a lot of, classic TV lovers of the '70s will be upset with that answer, but I'm gonna have to go with Spider-Man.
Well, Spider Man 70s too.
Yeah. That's
So
true. That's true. Yep, that's true.
I don't know. It seems to me like it would work in the long run.
Yeah.
But
This has more timeless, I feel like timeless appeal too, whereas Brady Bunch is just there's a really great scene. I think it's an Adam's Family Values movie from probably 20 years ago, 25 years ago, where Christina Ricci's character Wednesday Adams gets in trouble at summer camp, and so she has to get put in this kind of like punishment cabin for I think
Yeah.
she said something inappropriate, and her punishment is she has to watch the Brady Bunch for like 48 hours like in this small little room. And so you just keep hearing the loop of the dun 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 dun, and then so she's just very upset with her punishment. So I can understand that.
Yes, what did she say? I forget what she basically was being herself and not being happy like all the other campers. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
think she kind of called somebody out on something they were doing, which was, I think it was, it was correct in what she said, but it was just not, maybe not appropriately delivered or at the wrong time or something. And
well,
so her
it's
punishment was, yeah.
it's a member of the Adams family, so it's never going to be the right time or appropriately.
Right, exactly. Yes. Yeah, exactly.
But
Especially for her character. Yep.
and that movie actually was 22 years ago. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, 32 years ago this year.
32?
91. That's a
Oh my
91 movie.
God. Oh, geez.
That's one of my favorite movies, and we're actually doing that on Recasting Call on Bracket Bastards this month for
Nice.
Thanksgiving
God,
because it was like a
32. Okay.
Thanksgiving-ish movie.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a great
it's
it's a great movie. It's a great movie.
it's
Yeah.
literally I'm literally 3 years older than it. So yeah, trust me,
Yeah.
I get that.
Well, I was gonna say like, yeah,
32 years.
32. I know there's gray hairs up here, but yeah.
The grays are coming in every day by the dozens, but
Yeah, indeed.
trust me on that. But
Yeah.
the next matchup, this is one of those points where I wish that the two theme songs in this matchup could have faced the other two because it would have
Hmm.
been a lot easier. But
Yeah.
it's number 44, Perry Mason, versus number 59, Beretta.
I'm gonna have to go Perry Mason.
Ooh,
Yeah. I think my grandfather watched that a lot. Yeah.
probably Perry Mason was a big hit back in the day.
Yeah.
Talk
Yeah.
about a long time ago, but
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's 50, 60s maybe? I'm trying to remember. I get some of them get the timeline gets a little I get confused, but I get them mixed up, but
it's around there. But
yeah.
that means Spider-Man will face Perry Mason in round 2.
Whoa.
But the next matchup is number 43, which I think this one might have won this half in the original, Married with Children, versus number 58, Moonlighting.
Oh man. Both very iconic theme songs.
Yeah.
Very 80s. Man, I feel like my dad would be very upset with me if I don't take Married with Children, but Moonlighting was so man, this is a tough one. But I think I'm gonna have to go with Moonlighting. I'm gonna go with the underdog, with what I perceive to be the slight underdog in this case, just because it was an original song, whereas Married with Children it was an old Frank Sinatra song, or
I
or
one of the Rat Pack, I know that.
yeah. So I think just from a standpoint of maybe that's how I'm gonna look at it is as much as that was a very appropriate theme song for Married with Children, given the premise of the show. I'm gonna have to go with Moonlighting.
You mean the best father ever?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'd say that sarcastically, it's fucking possible. But
Greatest shoe salesman in the Chicagoland area. Yeah, and they had their living room couch, that hideous orange couch was the same exact couch that my grandparents had. So
I would find that awesome, actually.
I did at the time. I was like, "That's," but I'm sure theirs didn't smell like smoke,
I'm sure. Yeah, well.
So.
Which means to find out what's facing Moonlighting, we need to do our first play-in matchup of the night to see
Okay.
who's going to move into round 1 even. And yes, I'm going to get a lot of shit for people for putting these in a play-in matchup. I already did last time, but it's number 65, Dukes of Hazzard, versus number 67, Happy Days. I did not make these rankings. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Yeah, well, whoever put them together definitely is looking at kind of, I think, timelines in a lot of cases, which makes sense, but also makes it difficult.
Tends to be the case.
Yeah. So it was Dukes of Hazzard. I'm sorry, what was the other one?
Happy Days.
Oh, Happy Days. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to go with Happy Days. Yeah,
That's what I would choose, but it's the fact
yeah,
that it had to be a play-in matchup disgraces me almost.
yeah,
Shame on my own house, shame on my own cow. But
yeah, yeah.
that means Happy Days is going to move into round one, and that means number 67, Happy Days, is facing number 42, A Different World.
Oh, jeez.
Doesn't get easier.
Oh, man. I'm gonna have to go with A Different World. I did an episode of my podcast on some of the popular Black sitcoms and TV shows of the 80s and 90s, and that was on there. And that was just, first of all, the theme song was amazing. So it was sung by a couple of different people, including I think Boyz II Men, Phoebe Snow, and Aretha Franklin. I want to say. So I mean, just the talent alone of who was singing whatever it was amazing. But it is a fantastic theme song, I think, too. So A Different World, hands down for me.
Ooh, well, let me tell you, if you ever want to do Black Sitcoms Part 2, I'm pretty sure my good friend DeAndre Robinson from Masturbators and Harvey Laguerre
Mhm.
would love to jump on that episode. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, to do those because those are so, influential, groundbreaking, hilarious, were on TV forever, just great television. So, definitely.
Well, we're going to jump over to the other side of round one now for this half of the bracket. And the first one is not a hard one. I don't think the first ones ever really are, but it's number 51, Taxi, versus number 41, Davy Crockett,
Oh,
Indian
jeez.
Fighter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, let's talk about using words that shouldn't be allowed to use anymore.
Yeah, really. Phew, that's a tough one. I think I'm gonna have to go with Taxi. Just too
Mhm.
too iconic.
Oh,
You can
yeah.
picture the, the intro video clips in your head when you hear it. Yeah.
And DeVito looking young, actually. Yeah. Well,
Ye
as young as
kind
Danny
of.
DeVito ever
Yeah,
was.
exactly, yes. Yes, he's one of those people that looked like he was, like, 50 when he was, like, 25. Yeah, yeah, with his little, vest on and yeah.
Well, that means Taxi's going to be facing either number 52, The Odd Couple,
Hmm.
or number 40, Greatest American Hero.
Oh. Greatest American Hero.
Really?
Hands Oh, yeah. Just
Where's
catchy,
that?
memorable, yeah.
Just
Kind
the,
of kind of annoying too, but good in some ways
well, I
too.
mean, the melody from Odd Couple though is just
Mm. True, true. Yeah,
I,
but
I,
something
I'm
about
picturing, I don't know why, but I'm picturing Family Guy at that moment.
yeah,
I think it's because Family Guy hit all the 80s sitcoms at some point or another in the beginning of it.
true,
But
true. Yep.
that means you're going to have Greatest American Hero facing Taxi, which that's a tougher one,
Mm.
I'd say.
Yeah.
This next one is kind of a matchup of different dramas of different parts of the United States. And it's number 53. It's number 53, Dallas,
Mhm.
versus number 39, The Sopranos.
Oh. I feel like I have a little bit more, as much as I can, given I think I was a little bit too young to really remember when it was airing, but I think just from the standpoint of nostalgia, I'm gonna have to go with Dallas.
All right,
So that was
Dallas
very
gets.
groundbreaking stuff right there.
I like the CW remake. I never watched the
Mm.
original.
Oh, that's right, there was a remake. I never saw
Oh,
that. I'm
actually,
so
no.
behind. Okay.
I
You
apologize.
you could be
Dallas got
right.
remade. No, Dallas got remade, but it wasn't CW, and
Okay.
it lasted like a season. It was okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of
Okay.
Dynasty, but
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I always get the two of those confused. I don't
I
know
do
why.
too. Yes, that is, you know what? I do the same thing. Yep.
Well,
Yep.
this next matchup it's two shows I never even watched in my life, but
Mm.
I've heard things about them. But it's number 54, Love American Style, versus
Mm.
number 38, Hill Street Blues.
Ooh. I'm gonna have to go with Hill Street Blues because that was, I think, is that Denzel Washington's sort of like debut acting role, but not for that reason. But I think it's just, um, Is that? I think it was that. Anyways, yes, I'm gonna go with Hill Street Blues just for nostalgia purposes, which applies to pretty much
Oh,
all of these, but yes.
okay. If it was my mother's choice, Denzel Washington be making it to the end of the freaking bracket just for that reason, because he's
Yeah,
Denzel Washington. But
right, true.
as I say in every other podcast when I talk about Denzel, when my mom's involved with that, you better scratch the couch. But
Yeah,
he's a good looking man. But
he is. He has aged well, for sure.
black don't crack, baby.
Hmm.
But number 55, Partridge Family, is going to be facing number 37, The Twilight Zone, in the next round. In the
Ooh,
next match, I say.
yeah. I have to go with the Twilight Zone. Just more unique.
Iconic. Iconic.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
It's been used in so many different things nowadays.
Yeah.
But that might make a very interesting matchup if this goes the same way it did in the original bracket, the next one. Because it's going to be facing either number 56, Doctor Who,
Hmm.
or number 36, One Day at a Time.
Hmm. I have to go with Doctor Who.
I am
Tough right
100%
there.
sure Doctor Who made it to the final matchup in the last one, in the original. I know it did.
Nice.
It's the most iconic theme song ever. How can it not be?
Yeah.
I didn't even know what it was when I first saw it on Family Guy in a Star Wars episode. And then
Yeah.
eventually I started watching Doctor Who and I was like, oh, that's what that was.
Yeah.
And,
It's all
and now I
becoming
freaking
clear to me. Yeah.
yes, the TARDIS door opened. But
Yeah.
the next, well, that means it's going to be an interesting matchup in round two. It's like I thought. So it's going to be Twilight Zone versus Doctor Who in round two.
Hmm.
But we'll get to that eventually. Next matchup is number 57, The Munsters, versus number 35, Mr. Ed, in a 70s matchup.
Jeez. Oh God. Oof. Just iconic for their time. If I had a dime for every time, I'm gonna say iconic. I'm gonna have to go with Munsters. Like I just like
Well,
that guitar strum, whatever one guitar chord lines. I'm gonna have to go with that.
yeah, it's iconic line right there. It really is. I mean,
Yeah.
and even when Rob Zombie redid it for his movie, which wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it wasn't.
Yeah. I haven't seen anything. I know he's done a couple of things. I haven't seen any of them, but I don't watch anything
Oh,
that's even remotely scary
oh no.
or
He
creepy or
the last thing he did is he did a like a prequel to the Munsters, a movie on Netflix.
okay. Oh, okay. Was it
Which
kind of like kind of a campy, funny
it was
kind
like
of
a
thing
campy.
or
It was a campy, funny kind of prequel to the TV series.
oh, okay, then maybe
But
I might be able to tolerate that then because I'm just
oh,
very
it's not horror at all. It's not
skittish.
horror at all.
Okay.
It's
Okay. I don't know if you made it
trust
like a
me. It's not House of a Thousand Corpses by any freaking degree.
yes. Yeah.
I love House of a Thousand Corpses and the Three from Hell, whatever the hell it is. But the other ones are good too. But
Yeah.
Devil's Rejects, all good movies. But
Hmm.
that means you're ready for your second play-in matchup to determine the last match on this side of this half of round one. And it's number 66, Petticoat Junction, versus number 68, WKRP in Cincinnati.
Oh god. Say my god WKRP.
Yeah,
They just don't make them like they used to. They really don't. And that's up there.
they don't.
Yeah.
But it's going to be facing another old show as it goes into round one, because it's facing number 50, The Patty Duke Show, which I had never heard of. But
Yeah.
what do I know?
Yeah. Vaguely familiar. So it's KRP versus Patty Duke.
Yes, it is.
Okay. WKRP all the way.
Means WKRP will be facing the Munsters around two, and I hate to say it, but most likely getting eliminated. But we'll see how that goes in a little bit. It never ends. The madness never ends. Trust me. But that means that we're going to go up to the top half now and play some of the lower ranked ones for their round one.
Okay.
And on the first half, you're starting off with one that gives me the willies even looking at it. Number 14, The Addams Family,
Oh, geez. Yeah.
versus number 29, Star Trek.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with Star Trek because repetitive nature of the Addams Family just makes it a little difficult, and it was turned into there's, like, a Days of the Week song that goes to that tune, which my children sang a lot when they were, like, in 1st grade-ish, so,
Oh,
yeah, I would like to have that sort of, tune out of, my head at some point.
wiped out your head completely. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah, I'm feeling made it so far in the original. That's just sad.
I mean, it's definitely
Yeah.
memorable, but I think some of those like that and, like, the Brady Bunch, it's just the beat is so distinct and the lyrics are so repetitive that
Mm,
it's not something you'd wanna listen to more than, like, once or twice in
yeah.
a row. So,
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
yeah, yeah.
But that means that Star Trek is going to be facing either number 13, Beverly Hillbillies, or number 28, Route 66.
Hmm.
And what I believe is a 60s matchup, but I could be wrong because I don't even know what the hell Route 66 is.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm, vaguely familiar with Route 66, but I'm gonna have to go Beverly Hillbillies, but yes, I think it's 60s as well. Yep.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
all before
pretty
my time, all way before my time. So,
yeah.
as I'm sure.
Yeah, same here, but, yeah,
But the
60s.
next, all right. Well, that means Star Trek will face Beverly Hillbillies in round 2. But this next matchup is another one. I don't like a lot of the ones in the top half. I just don't. But number 12, the Jeffersons, versus
Mm.
number 27, Law and Order.
Jeffersons.
Damn, that was a lot faster than I thought
I
it would.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that is probably in my top, I don't know, 10 theme songs of all time songs. Yeah.
Moving on up. Gotta love
Yep.
it.
Mhm.
Though I did say in a bracket on our first part of the Rolling Stones bracket a couple weeks ago that I think the theme song for that show should have been Curtis Mayfield's "Move On Up." But it would have been a lot more. I don't know.
Maybe they could maybe they'll do a reboot and then they can use that.
Well, I mean, they kind of did what they did. When they do the All in the Family Jeffersons remakes of one episode, they do. I forget what they call them now, but they
Yeah.
did it. What's his name?
Isn't it like live didn't they do, like, live in front of a studio audience or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's live in front of a studio audience, and they do
Okay.
like the first one was All in the Family and the Jeffersons, and the second one was All in the Family and Good Times.
Yeah. Yeah, and they
Yeah,
did
I
Different
think so.
Strokes, Facts of Life. Yep.
Oh yeah, they did do the different strokes of life. I forgot about that. And yeah,
Yeah.
that was pretty good. That was pretty good. A lot of big actors in that one. But
Yes. Yeah.
I
Definitely made me
mean,
realize the scripts are actually, some of those shows were actually not half bad, you know?
I know they need to. Maybe there's. I mean, I always said All in the Family should never freaking get remade, but maybe if they find the right actors, it could be time. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
want to put things in the universe I don't want to happen quite yet.
Yeah. They could
But,
make it work if they want, yeah, put a different spin on it, but yeah.
I feel like no one could replace Archie Bunker. No one
Yeah.
can. But number 11 is going to
Mm.
be one of the options. The next facing the Jeffersons, it's either number 11, The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson,
Mm.
or number 26, Lone Ranger.
Hmm. I have to go with Johnny Carson. Just
Both
yeah.
before my time. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I know The Tonight Show, of course. Who doesn't? But
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I caught just kind of the tail end of, Johnny Carson, so, yeah.
which means Johnny Carson will be facing the Jeffersons in round 2. Pretty
Hmm.
easy decision in my
We know
mind
who's
there.
gonna win that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I would assume. I would assume. But this next matchup is primetime versus daytime, as it's number 10, Mary Tyler Moore,
Hmm.
versus number 25, Sesame Street.
Oh, God. That is a horrible thing to do to a person.
It is, isn't it?
I have to say Sesame Street. I mean, that's just a crime. Mary Tyler Moore, that's a fantastic song, but I'm gonna have to go Sesame Street for sure.
Which means the matchup in round 2 for this one could be interesting, but it depends who wins this one, because it's number 9, the Monkees, versus number 24, the Flintstones.
Oh, man. These are lower bracket ones? Jeez, these are like
Oh, well, these are the lower ranked ones. So I mean,
okay.
well, the higher ranked ones, the higher ranked ones. So we're getting closer to number one, basically. That's the
Oh,
final
okay. Oh,
answer.
okay, sorry. Yeah, okay, now I'm following you now. Okay. Um, I think I have to go Flintstones.
Ooh, which makes the interesting round two matchup I was waiting for: Sesame Street versus Flintstones. But
Oh,
we'll get to that.
yeah.
Next matchup, though, is not 1A and B. It's number 8, Batman versus number 23, Gilligan's Island.
Hmm.
And when I say Batman, I mean Batman 89, not Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah. Yep.
Or sorry, Batman 69. Sorry.
Yeah. Which had a very distinct, very simple theme song, but very catchy.
Very iconic.
Yes, very iconic for sure. I think although it's just so just on the basis of like simplicity. And actually, I've played that song recently for my kids, they really like it, so I'm gonna have to go with Batman.
It's a classic. It really is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, the 3-hour tour, it's like a really long it's like, I don't need the whole spiel of how this, happened, this, boat accident happened at the start of every episode, you know?
they should have had it repeat over and over again. A
Right,
3-hour tour.
right. It's
I
like
mean, I
really way too detailed, It's like,
see.
never get away with that nowadays.
I am a comic book fan to my core, but I cannot stand Batman 69. It's
Yeah,
just horrible.
yeah,
And I understand back then it's all you had, but still, Jesus.
right. It could definitely, start
I mean,
after some time drive you nuts, that's for sure, yeah.
if it was Batman 89 for Gilligan's Island with a little prince in there, that might be a different story, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But uh, next, you have to go through another playing matchup now to make your final matchup on this side of this half of round one. And the playing matchup is number 31, The Fresh Prince of Bel Air,
Hmm.
versus number 33, Miami Vice.
Man.
And please don't make me cry about choosing the wrong one in this one. That's all I ask.
I think I'm gonna have to go Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Thank you, gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny,
Yeah.
you did the right
I mean,
voice. Yes, you did.
Miami Vice is that's a great theme song too, but I think there's just something about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air,
How
that's,
can you not love that theme song? I mean,
right,
there's only one person alive I know that wouldn't love that theme song, and that's
right, or
because
couldn't
it is
sing it randomly. Yeah. If you asked, a certain age group of people and they could just ramble
exactly.
it off just like the lyrics to Ice Ice Baby, whether they like it or not, they can do it. So,
Yep, there's only one person I know in the world that would hate that theme song, and that's because he's a Will Smith hater.
mm, well,
Calling you Harvey Laguerre, calling you out. But that means the final matchup of this side of round one gets go on, and it's going to be number 15, Dragnet,
hmm,
versus number 31, The Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
wow. Now, Dragnet is a great theme song and a good show. However, I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to stick with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'd be not being loyal to my generation if I said otherwise.
very true. Very true.
Yeah.
But that means Batman will face Fresh Prince, and that's a matchup made in Oscar heaven right there. But we'll get to
Yeah.
that in a bit. I want to see Will Smith slap Batman.
Oh,
Take
geez.
my wife's name out of your mouth.
Right. Yeah, that would make a good comic book thing because what it didn't doesn't it say, like, in a lot of comic books, maybe, like, the older ones say, like, "Bam" or something whenever he slaps somebody?
Pow,
Oh,
pow,
pow,
bam.
pow.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
That would
mean,
be an interesting yeah. Yeah.
or they just say ouch. But
Yeah, really.
well, this is your last quarter of round one, basically. And it's gonna start off with I'm gonna call it a soul matchup because it's number 7, Soul Train,
Ooh.
versus number 22, Sanford and Son.
Oh, geez.
Meow.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Soul Train because I was raised on that show. So, I think it stirs up a lot of nostalgia and, irritation because my dad forced us to watch Soul Train on Sunday mornings, I think, when it was on, and which we wanted to watch cartoons because we were kids. So I'm gonna have, but at the same time, it's a great song, and it represents that show. Really represents a lot of great stuff. So I'm gonna have to go with Soul Train.
Yeah, I mean, I just love Sanford and Son's theme song. And I'm not
It
even a
is a
big
good
fan
one
of Michael.
too.
The
Yeah,
show's okay, but I love the fucking theme song.
yeah,
It's so funny. But
yeah.
this next matchup is gonna piss you off. It pisses everybody off, except for me. But for me, it's easy. But it's number 6, Cheers, versus number 21, Friends.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with Cheers because I mean I love both shows, but I was never a huge fan of the theme song to Friends, and again, love both of the shows, but I think there's just something, for me, more memorable about, like, the message behind the Cheers theme song, for whatever reason, just resonates with me more, but both fantastic shows, of course.
Yeah, I have a thing against Friends and it's racism and all that good stuff, but
Hmm.
but R.I.P. Chandler. But
Yes,
moving on.
definitely, definitely.
That means your next matchup here is going to be number 5, MASH,
Hmm.
versus number 20, Golden Girls.
Oh, I mean, that's easy, Golden Girls. MASH just makes me think of, "Oh, great, we're at grandma and grandpa's house, grandpa put on MASH, I guess I'm gonna go to bed now because I can't watch this show, it's gonna make me wanna fall asleep." So,
See, in the original group bracket we did, MASH got pretty damn far just
yeah,
because of the fact that my good friend C.A. Knuble, stand-up comedian, made a comment that she smashed a MASH. So
hmm,
it
nice.
got it far. It got the name of the episode to be named after that moment, and it's just
Yeah. I mean,
in
it's
there.
good. Yeah, it's definitely definitely a memorable song, I'm sure it's, on many a top, TV theme song lists of, of all time,
Oh,
but
yeah.
Golden Girls is, I mean, a staple.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
did not make these rankings. MASH is number
yeah,
5. I would not put that. Fresh Prince
yeah.
would be number 5, at least in my mind. But
Yeah. I bet to a lot, yeah, I mean, I'm sure to a lot of, like, TV aficionados, that would be pretty high on the list, but Golden Girls is just fantastic.
hence why I want to find a better source for this list. But
Yeah.
the Golden Girls are going to be facing one of these two shows, and this is totally a 70s matchup
Hmm.
because it's number 4, Andy Griffith, versus number 19, Bonanza.
Or as people say in Maine, Bonanza. I I'm gonna have to go with Andy Griffith, which is, again, simple, but just memorable.
Every
Yeah.
everybody knows that theme song.
Yeah.
Everybody, you hear
Mhm.
somebody whistle it, you're like Andy Griffith.
Yeah.
But I mean, hell, I don't think I ever watched a full episode of Andy Griffith, but I maybe one with my grandfather back in the
Yeah.
day. But I don't think I ever watched a full episode on my own, and I still know that theme song like the back of my head always.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's my mom's favorite TV show probably of all time because she's the same age as Ron Howard. So,
Mm,
yeah.
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
That means the next matchup, because Andy Griffith will face Golden Girls in round 2.
Ooh,
Take it easy.
it's gonna be
But
interesting.
that means that the next matchup is kind of ironic. It's number 3, Peter Gunn, versus number 18, Secret Agent.
Hmm. I'm gonna go Secret Agent. Yep.
Means Secret Agent is moving on. Well, it is a more memorable song by far, but Peter Gunn being number 3 shocked the hell out of me. I was like, who the fuck's Peter Gunn?
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
never heard of him.
Yeah,
Never heard of him.
yeah, don't remember catching any of that in reruns, Nick at Night, nothing. It doesn't, yeah.
I have no idea, but
Yeah.
Secret Agent is going to be facing one of these two, and it's either number 2, Mission Impossible,
Hmm.
or number 17, Welcome Back, Kotter.
Oh, jeez. I'm gonna have to go Mission Impossible.
Hmm.
Yeah, well, Welcome Back, Kotter, that's a fun song, it's a simple song as so many of these are. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go Mission
Exactly.
Impossible. Yeah.
The simpler they are, the easier you remember them. That's the point.
Yeah.
But this next matchup I hate this matchup. I really do. But it's number 1, Hawaii 5-0 versus number 16, All in the Family.
Hmm. I'm gonna have to
So
go All in the Family.
thank you. Thank you. Because I hate that All in the Family at 6. Oh, I mean, I can't hate it 16 because it's not a bad ranking for it, but still, it's top
Yeah.
10 material on my books. It's stuck in my head for eternity. Never will leave.
Yeah.
But this next matchup is the final play-in matchup of the evening, and it's an easy one to me and to most people, I believe, but we'll see. It's number 32, The Simpsons, versus number 34, Rockford Files.
Oh, jeez.
Never heard of Rockford Files, but
Yeah, that was another. I think that was another grandpa TV show for me at least. I'm gonna have to go Simpsons.
of course.
I love. I
But
actually really like instrument. Some instrumental stuff
yeah,
is awesome. Yeah.
but that means The Simpsons moves into the first round. And in the final matchup of the first round, The Simpsons is going against number 30, American Bandstand.
Simpsons against American Bandstand. Wow.
A 20-year difference matchup here, folks.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
30 or maybe. American Bandstand might have been 50s, I think.
It was on for a long time. I think I'm gonna have to go Simpsons.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Which means the last matchup you're going to be facing in round 2 is All in the Family versus The Simpsons. Which,
So different.
100%. 100% freaking different.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to go Simpsons because that's just something that, again, if I had to listen to one of these songs like 10 times in a row, I'd rather listen to The Simpsons,
Your
to be
mind
honest.
may change by the time we get to this match.
TBH. Okay.
To be determined, but
Yeah.
well, I think I don't blame you. But
Yeah.
the first matchup you're going to have to face in round 2, though, is we're going back to the lower ranked ones now, but it's number 64 Barney Miller versus number 63 Night Court.
Night Court all the way. Yeah. There's some clarinet in that song, maybe, or something. I can't. Some wind instrument that's very just earworm.
But that means Night Court moves into the quarterfinals and will be facing either number 47 Mickey Mouse Club or 46 CSI.
Mickey Mouse Club.
Ooh.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
I have a feeling Mickey Mouse Club might make it far in this one, actually. I don't think it made. I think Swap beat it in the original, but we'll see.
Yeah, I imagine that wouldn't be very high on a lot of people's lists either, because it's just.
I mean, the only Mickey Mouse Club I ever knew was the '90s crap version with all the future pop stars.
But, yeah, MMC. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember both versions. So.
Yeah. But that means your next matchup in round 2 is number 60 Spider-Man versus number 44 Perry Mason.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man all the way. Yeah.
Spider-Pig moved on, but that's in here. Actually, that's in another bracket I did make though. But it's number 58 versus number 42 in the last matchup in this half of round 2 on this side of the bracket. And it's number 58 Moonlighting versus number 42 A Different World.
Oh. I'm gonna have to go with A Different World. Moonlighting's great, but it's just too good.
A Different World versus Spider-Man in the next round. That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, that's random.
But that brings us to the other side of round 2 in this half of the bracket. And it's number 51, Taxi, versus number 40, Greatest American Hero.
I'll have to go Taxi, I think. I think people would be. I think people would like throw Rotten Tomatoes over if I had picked something over Taxi. So yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. But Taxi's going to be facing in the quarterfinals either number 53, Dallas, or number 38, Hill Street Blues.
I have to go Hill Street Blues.
Ooh.
Yeah, 80s versus 70s, I want to say. Or maybe or the Hill Street Blues start late 70s. I don't know. I'd have to look.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But these last two matchups are going to be interesting in this part of round two. And it starts off with number 37, The Twilight Zone, versus number 56, Doctor Who. And this should be a finals matchup, not a second round matchup.
I think I'm going to have to go Twilight Zone.
You're breaking my heart. You're breaking my heart here.
Yeah.
But it's Twilight Zone. That's
It's
fine.
got longer familiarity with, so.
Doctor Who has been on for 50 plus years at this point.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Actually, I think like 60 years at this point. But
yeah,
the Twilight Zone is going to be facing the quarterfinals either 57, the Munsters, or number 68, WKRP in Cincinnati.
that's a good matchup, but I'm gonna have to go WKRP. I think didn't Lonnie Anderson pass away? If she did, R.I.P. But I can't remember.
I think that sounds familiar, so maybe.
Yeah, I want to say she did, but I could. Yeah.
That means that this half of round two is officially over.
Okay.
It goes fast from this point, basically. But the other half of round two starts off on the left side, and it's going to be number 29, Star Trek versus number 13, Beverly Hillbillies.
I have to go Beverly Hillbillies. Yep.
If there are any angry Trekkies out there,
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm not a big Trekkie. I gotta admit.
Don't email me, please. I wouldn't have picked that. I would not have picked that. So do not email me.
Yeah.
But oh well.
Yeah.
They could whip out their phasers all they want. But
that's true. Yeah.
That means Beverly Hillbillies is going to be facing one of these two in the quarterfinals. And it's either number 12, The Jeffersons, or number 11, Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
Definitely Jeffersons.
Jeffersons versus Beverly Hillbillies in the quarterfinals. That's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, that's landslide victory for one of those.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm pretty sure I already know which one it is. But that means it's time for a childhood matchup because it's 25 Sesame Street versus 24 The Flintstones.
That's a tough one. While The Flintstones is a fun song, if something that would make me want to cry in the fetal position if watched at the right time would be Sesame Street, so I'm going to have to go with Sesame Street. Love Sesame Street. Just too good. Just too good.
The newer version is definitely good. I mean, I like all the movie and TV show parodies they do. It's kind of funny. But
yeah,
I saw one where they did like an Orange is the New Black parody and the googly eyes instead of crazy eyes. Freaking hilarious.
Yeah. Oh no, that's true. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I haven't seen any of that, so I'm very behind on current TV. I'm not with it at all. Even like a lot of kids current stuff. I'm not familiar with.
I have young kids, so I have no choice in this. But
yeah,
they mostly want to watch you. They mostly want to watch YouTube kids stuff. So
whatever. Yeah, it's just not this. Yeah, a lot of them don't have theme songs, or it's just not the same. Yeah,
no, it's not the same at all. And there's no commercials. It's really that you can't skip, and it's just man.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on that rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's true. That's a whole other bracket. Yeah.
Oh, that's things that piss me off about today's world. That's like a freaking 256 bracket right there.
Yeah, really.
At least. But that means the final matchup on this side of round two on this half is number 8, Batman 69 versus number 31, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, jeez. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Hands down.
Ooh, which means in some kind of weird alternate universe matchup, Sesame Street will be facing Fresh Prince in the quarterfinals. So I can't even go on that. That's interesting.
That is.
We didn't make it that far, but that means the other side of round two, the final quarter of round two, you're going to be doing is going to start off with number 7 Soul Train versus number 6 Cheers.
I'm going to have to go Soul Train. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. Cheers. I mean, fantastic. Again, fantastic song. Cheers, but just yeah, I have to go Soul Train. There's yeah.
Sometimes
What
you
that
want to
show
go.
represented. Yeah. Well, what that show represented, and
Yeah,
that was on TV for a really long time, for decades. I mean, there's a lot of history behind the whole show. So, but I mean, Cheers was on for a long time too. It was very
I mean,
popular, but
it's
not the same as Soul Train though.
at this point. No one's gonna blame you for any decision you make. Trust me.
Yeah.
Anybody that's gonna blame you, it's gonna be someone that's on your side. That's the way
Yeah.
these go. But
Yeah.
sometimes
That's a
you
tough
want to
one.
go to a place where people stab you in the back.
Right. Yeah.
I
It's
love
true.
Cheers. I love Cheers. But
Yeah.
to find out what's facing Soul Train, this is gonna be a fun one. Number 20, Golden Girls versus number 4, Andy Griffith.
Golden Girls.
Ooh.
See you later, Annie Griffith. The Golden Girls are in town. In Miami, that is. Yep.
That means you have 2 matchups left in round 2, and the first one is going to be number 18, Secret Agent, versus number 2, Mission Impossible. Kind of a theme to this one.
I'm gonna have to go Mission Impossible.
And that means that Mission Impossible is going to be facing one of these two, and what might be the hardest matchup so far, if you ask me. Number 16, All in the Family, versus number 32, The Simpsons.
Ooh.
Bomb dropped.
I think I have to go Simpsons. Even though I'm not really, I mean, I guess it doesn't really have anything to do for the both of those for me being a fan of really either one of those shows, but for whatever reason, Simpsons just, I don't know, just seems more unique, more comforting sounding than All in the Family to me.
As a huge fan of both shows, Simpsons definitely has the better theme song, more memorable theme song. I mean, I know the All in the Family theme song, word for freaking word. It's what the Family Guy theme song is based off of, but still, it's just, it's Simpsons. I mean, I can hear that theme song anywhere and know what the hell it is within a second if you're on the first beat.
Right. And I remember it being also the music for, I'm sure there's a lot now, but I'm just not familiar because I'm just out of the loop. But having Nintendo, a friend of mine had the Simpsons game, and I remember that playing when Bart Simpson was on a skateboard and stuff. So there's a lot of layers. It's like an onion, There's a lot of layers to that theme song where it pops up.
That song played everywhere back in the day. I mean, all the video games they did for Simpsons had that song in it constantly. It was just magic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's true.
But that means you get to start the quarterfinals officially, and we're going to be flying through at this point because there's only 4 matchups per side at this point, and then it just gets less and less.
Okay.
But the first matchup is number 63, Night Court, versus number 47, Mickey Mouse Club.
Night Court. For sure.
Mickey.
For sure.
We say goodbye to the mouse for now. But that means to face Night Court in the semifinals, it's either number 60, Spider-Man, or number 42, A Different World. Couldn't make this matchup up if I tried.
Different World, hands down by landslide.
Interesting.
Yeah, I can. It's in my head right now.
I honestly can't say I know that theme song off the top of my head. So
yeah, I do.
It was a little before my time, and I just never got into the show really. I have multiple people that tell me nowadays I should watch it, but it's on the long list of things to watch at some point. But,
yeah, it's a great show. I mean, it really was kind of a sort of ish spin-off of the Cosby Show a little bit, and Yeah, was it just a great show with a good message behind it, so it's good stuff.
Well, that means the other side of the quarterfinals in this part half of the brackets is going to be number 51 Taxi versus number 38 Hill Street Blues.
I'm gonna go for Hill Street Blues. I'm gonna go with the underdog in this one. Yeah. Underdog.
The underdog is going to be facing either number 37, The Twilight Zone, or number 68, WKRP in Cincinnati.
Oh, man. Gotta go WKRP.
Oof.
Yeah.
First you make Twilight Zone take out Doctor Who, then you freaking take out Twilight Zone?
Yep. That's right. See you later, sci-fi stuff.
Oh my god, I can cry right now. I really can cry. Like, oh my god. That's tragic. Yeah. That's just a crime against TV.
Yeah. Crime against humanity.
Well, TV, I wouldn't say humanity, but humanity has worse crimes going against it right now every moment. But that means you get to go to the top half of the bracket for the quarterfinals, and it's going to start off with number 13, the Beverly Hillbillies, versus number 12, the Jeffersons.
Jeffersons, all the way.
Yeah. I have a feeling Jeffersons will make it to the finals and maybe to the grand finals. We'll see.
Yeah.
But that means Jeffersons is going to be dominating over in the next round in either number 25, Sesame Street, or number 31, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, dear God. I think this is where we have to conclude tonight's episode.
Yeah. That'd be a first.
Yeah. I kid. I think I'm gonna have to say Sesame Street. It's just, yeah.
I mean, I got kids, I get it, but still,
yeah.
If I didn't know what was going to happen in the next round, I'd be a little more upset. But
yeah, I'm surprised that. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I finished.
Okay, I was just going to say I'm surprised. It's too bad that. Well, I'm glad it's not on this list because it would make everything very difficult. But Reading Rainbow is another
it was along with a lot of other shows. I'm like, why it was ranked a lot higher than it should have been.
Yes, for me, I have a very sentimental attachment to that song, but it's good that's not on this list because that would have made it more complicated for me to decide. But good song for me.
Looney Tunes isn't on this list. X-Files isn't on this list. South Park isn't on this list.
X-Files, it's a good song too. Yeah.
I actually might go back to this website and find the next two parts and do those.
Yeah.
Maybe at some point, I don't know. Maybe this winter at some point, I'll just do staying inside watching TV thing. I don't know. I'll think of a theme.
Yeah, or if it was like 80s and 90s specifically, that could help narrow it down to. So.
Possible, maybe. But that means the other side of the quarterfinals in this, literally the last two matchups in the quarterfinals, is going to be starting off with number 7 Soul Train versus number 20 Golden Girls.
Oh my God. Man. Gonna have to go Golden Girls. But that's like pulling at my heartstrings big time on those two shows.
Well, thank you for being a friend, Soul Train, but you're going bye-bye.
Yeah. Taking the plane to Miami.
Seriously. But the last matchup in the quarterfinals, I think might be easy, but we'll see. It's number 2, Mission Impossible, versus number 32, The Simpsons.
Simpsons.
Yeah, like I said, I thought it'd be easy.
Yeah. It's just good stuff.
I feel like that whole quadrant of Mission Impossible, they just make it too easy to get rid of all those. They really do.
Yeah.
That means the semifinals get started. And for the first part of the semifinals, which this is going to go fast because the semifinals is only 4 matchups, but it's number 63, Night Court, versus number 42, A Different World.
That is definitely a tough call, but I'm gonna have to go with A Different World.
Yeah, I don't really know either, so I can't really either way.
Yeah.
At this point, it doesn't affect me. And honestly, this next matchup doesn't affect me either because I don't know either of these. So this whole half, your final four, are all shows I'm not too familiar with. I know the premises of a lot of them, but I don't know anything else about them. But it's going to be number 38, Hill Street Blues versus number 68, WKRP in Cincinnati. You got a 30 rank difference on these two.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go WKRP.
Oof.
Yeah.
And a play-in theme song makes it into the finals. Actually, that might happen in the next half too, so that wouldn't be too surprising. But I'm more surprised with that one than this one. But that means the first matchup on the top half of the semifinals is number 12, the Jeffersons, versus number 25, Sesame Street.
Oh, come on. Who made all these choices that narrowed it down to this list? Jeez. Oh, wait, that was me.
Yes,
God. I mean, it's like the most iconic children's television theme song of all time and one of the most iconic sitcom theme songs of all time. I mean, geez, that is a tough one, but I think I have to go Sesame Street.
Did not see that coming. I thought Jefferson's
Yeah, I know. That if it was anything else, Sesame Street, that's just I can't,
To face Sesame Street in the finals, you're going to have number 20, the Golden Girls, or number 32, the Simpsons.
Golden Girls.
Oh,
Hands down.
Breaking my damn heart here. Damn it. This whole freaking side of the top half, I don't freaking like the choices you make. But that means the semifinals are officially over. These choices. But it's not my bracket, so it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I keep telling myself that.
Yeah. That's right.
It's not my bracket. But that means it's going to be going down to the finals now. And we'll do the lower ranked finals first. And it's going to be number 42, A Different World, versus number 68, WKRP in Cincinnati.
A Different World.
Oof. A Different World making it into the grand finale.
Yeah, that again would be on probably my top 10 theme songs of all time / one that's stuck in my head multiple times a month out of nowhere. That theme song.
I would be shocked, but all right. Well, it's time to do the other side of the finals and set up your grand finale. And the other side of the finals is going to break your heart in 1,000 different ways. And someone is very happy that WKRP and the Natty moved on. Facebook user, thank you. I don't know who you are.
So sorry.
Groups don't show names. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But the final matchup you have is number 25, Sesame Street, versus number 20, Golden Girls.
Oh, this is like the worst combination for me.
Oh, it's pulling teeth.
My gut says Golden Girls. I own every season on DVD. I have my sister's Betty White autograph, so I just.
Would you kill me if I said I never saw an episode of Golden Girls in my life?
I would be upset, but I think you're a few years younger than I am, so I could see where you would have missed the time frame to really watch that. So that's understandable. I mean, but it's good.
I've seen scenes of it because my grandma watched it from time to time, but I never actually sat through a whole episode. I don't think, but
yeah,
I may have honestly, but I've been wiped out my memory by this point.
Yeah, it holds. You know what? It holds up pretty well. I mean, the clothes are obviously dated. The sets are dated. They're make some references to maybe like politicians and stuff like that are dated, but ultimately still a progressive, well written, well cast show. Very good.
Yep. That means you get to start off your grand finale to figure out your top 4 and what order they're going to go in. And we will start it off with the 3rd and 4th place matchup of all 68 theme songs. And funny enough, the lowest ranked song in this whole bracket is in there. It's number 68, WKRP in Cincinnati, versus number 25, Sesame Street, for third and fourth place.
Have to go Sesame Street.
I had a feeling.
Yeah.
Well, that means it's time for your first and second grand finale matchup. And it's going to be number 42, A Different World, versus number 20, Golden Girls.
Oh,
Two completely different shows.
Son of a gun. Yes, one catered towards elderly women, the other catered towards college-age students. But still, I think I'm going to have to go Golden Girls.
Oof. Well, I know a lot of people are going to be happy that, and well, that would be happy that one, maybe.
Yeah.
I know a few people is, but it's decided 68 songs later, down to 4 for Amy. Fourth place is number 68, WKRP in Cincinnati. Third place is number 25, Sesame Street. Second place is number 42, A Different World. And first place goes to number 20, Golden Girls. Oof.
Indeed.
That's interesting. And I think I actually have another one of these on Monday night. So I'm kind of curious to see how that one goes too.
Yeah, it would be interesting to hear what people decide between the two options. Yeah.
I mean, if you really want to hear that, you should listen to the original one we did back in last November. That's 7 people arguing over each choice. So it's
that would be yes. Yeah, I've listened to a lot of your music like specific ones, not like related to television, but yeah. I'll have to check out that one. That'll be interesting. Yeah.
It definitely was a fun time. But well, she's conquered it, folks, and we want to thank her for coming on because it's always fun to have another podcaster take on these brackets just to see where they stand. And I like to judge. I like to just see what people say about TV shows and whatnot. And yeah, there's a little judging there too. What can I say? But I like to see where other people stand with the way I feel about things. And I think me and Amy are polar opposites on how we feel about TV show theme songs, but that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. I'll live with that difference on us. But
no, I think it makes it interesting for definitely because different experiences, growing up and different experiences of what we watched and stuff. So I think it makes it interesting that way. Definitely.
Well, yeah, and I mean, no, it's more boring when I could just say with every matchup, yep, that's how I would have gone. It's more boring. I want to be able to be like, oh my god, and make all the reactions I love.
Right.
But Amy, where can they find you? Where can they find your podcast? Just promote yourself to the fullest.
Oh, sure. Well, thank you. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on. I know thank you for your patience with having me on too, because my schedule outside of podcasting alone, as I'm sure you can relate to, being a parent and stuff is intense. So just a lot going on, but it's definitely worth the wait. So you can find, I guess, probably the best place to go is if you go to my website, which is popcultureretrospective.com. That has links to all of my episodes of the show and links to my social media accounts, a contact page and stuff like that. And I'm also on Instagram and Twitter. I think Twitter is at Pop Culture Retro, and I think Instagram is Pop Culture Retrospective, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. But if you go to my website, that just makes it a lot easier because I tend to forget what the account name is because there's just so many of them and it's hard to keep up on everything. So, yes.
And yes, thank you for coming on once again, Amy. It's been a fun time.
Yes, definitely.
For you, it's always fun. And for the musers out there, don't worry. Rolling Stone bracket part 2 will be coming up this month at some point. I got to schedule it this weekend and figure out when we can do it. But we'll be getting it done. And yes, we have artist brackets to get back to. I know Iggy Pop and the Stooges, we've been promised it since freaking August. We got to get that bracket done. I got to find people willing to do that bracket because I don't know that many Iggy Pop fans.
Yeah.
But working on it.
Yeah.
And as all you musers know, you can find both me and your slightly less better looking host, Chancy. You can find us on Facebook as Uncensored, Unapologetic, and Untamed UQ Podcast Collective Facebook group. Always fuck that up. You can find us on XX Baby in the Gram as at Juggalo Bastard. You can find us at TikTok at Juggalo Bastard Podcast. And guys, I finally started putting clips back on TikTok again, starting tonight. Yay! Yeah.
Nice. I haven't gotten there.
Yay for you guys. Work for me. And you can find us on YouTube as Maniacal Music Musings to see all our past episodes, or you can see us streaming live on Blind Knowledge Network, because all knowledge was blind. Until Doctor Who lost, and then I just freaking wanted to cry, and I became more blind. So that's the way it goes, though. That's the way it goes. But thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe wherever you're listening or watching. And I believe I will be back, not tomorrow, but I'll be back Monday, I believe, with a second TV theme songs one-on-one bracket. So come check that one out, and let's see the difference and see which ones make it further. Till then, though, thank you for tuning in. Good night.